Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Stefan Gilmore showed he's still an incredibly smart football player when he accounted for 9 tackles and a forced fumble in the Dallas Cowboys' Sunday Night Football win over the Philadelphia Eagles. The former New England Patriots cornerback, in his first year in Dallas, has proven to be an important part to the team, especially after Trevon Diggs went down with a torn Achilles. Gilmore was dominant, to say the least, against the Eagles. And his performance came after last week's second-half dominance over Seattle Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf. His forced fumble came against A.J. Brown. The two were seen getting a bit chippy with one another and exchanging some words. Gilmore told reporters after the game that Brown calling him old lit a fire under the 33-year-old. "I just didn't like how he called me old at the beginning of the game," Gilmore said, via the Cowboys website. "So it lit a fire in me a little bit. I was mad. The only thing I could do was show him I was still here, and I think I did that today." The Dallas Cowboys could be a potential landing spot for a former star tight end, says one analyst. As suggested by CBS Sports' Brian Deardo and Cody Benjamin, the Cowboys should be considered one of the top 5 landing spots for free agent tight end Zack Herz. In fact, they list Dallas as the 3rd top spot for the 3-time Pro Bowl tight end, just behind the Philadelphia Eagles and Baltimore Ravens. Say it ain't so. While Ertz would assuredly prefer a move back to his beloved Eagles, Dallas might be able to offer an even cleaner path to pass-catching opportunities. It'd be weird to see him wearing the star, but eyeing a real playoff run, why wouldn't the Cowboys consider it to give Dak Prescott even more help? Zack Herz remains productive tight end at age 33. Ertz isn't quite the dominant tight end he was in his prime. He once posted a record 116 receptions for a tight end along with 1,163 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns during the 2018 season, but he could still be a viable asset as a secondary option. While he only posted 27 receptions for 187 receiving yards and 1 touchdown in 7 games with the Arizona Cardinals prior to his quadriceps injury in October, it's not too long ago that he posted a productive full-season campaign. He posted 74 receptions for 763 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns during the 2021 season. In fact, he posted 40.6 receiving yards per game and a 68.1% catch rate during the 2022 season, very similar marks to his 44.9 receiving yards per game and 66.1% catch rate during the 2021 season. Why the Cowboys could benefit from signing Zack Ertz. The Cowboys currently feature Jake Ferguson as the starting tight end. While Ferguson got off to a slow start to the season, he caught just 19 of his 31 targets during the first 5 games of the season, posting under a 63% catch rate in 4 of those games. He's come around as the season has progressed. Ferguson now has 51 catches for 570 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. Among all tight ends, Ferguson ranks 10th in receptions and 8th in receiving yards. His 5 receiving touchdowns are also the second most among players at his position. While the Cowboys don't have a need for a starting tight end, they could use another receiving option at the position. Their other tight ends, rookie Luke Schoonmaker and Peyton Hendershot, are non-factors in the receiving game, posting a combined total of 8 receptions for 64 receiving yards. When one considers that Dallas relies heavily on the usage of 2 tight ends, Schoonmaker has appeared in 32% of the offensive snaps this season, it would only make sense for Dallas to add another receiving weapon to the mix. The problem is, there has been no indication that the Cowboys are interested in adding Ertz. The Eagles, Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills and San Francisco 49ers have all been reported as potential landing spots for the 33-year-old tight end. However, the idea of the Cowboys adding Ertz is based on pure speculation rather than any reported interest. Furthermore, the idea of Ertz rejoining his former team in the Eagles or signing with the Ravens for a potential starting tight end job are both likely more alluring than joining the Cowboys as a clear secondary option to Ferguson. The idea of Ertz signing with the Cowboys over the Eagles would be nice payback for linebacker Shaquille Leonard picking Philadelphia over Dallas. However, it's not a very likely scenario. Cowboys predicted to have veteran safety poached in 2024. Longtime Dallas Cowboys starter could soon be on the way out. As proposed by Bleacher Report's Alex Ballantini, the Buffalo Bills could be an ideal landing spot for Cowboys starting strong safety Jayron Kearse. Kearse will be a free agent during the 2024 offseason, and the Cowboys could allow the 29-year-old veteran to walk in free agency. Ballantini argues that Kearse could give the Bills exactly what they need in 2024. Jayron Kearse is not a long-term solution, writes Ballantini. He's 29 years old, and giving him a long-term contract would just have them in this same situation in the near future. However, he could be exactly what they need in 2024. Why the Cowboys could allow Jayron Kearse to walk. Kearse is currently in the final year of a 2-year, $10 million deal he signed during the 2022 offseason. In 3 seasons spent with Dallas, Kearse has started 38 of his 42 appearances while racking up 232 tackles and 4 interceptions. However, Kearse's play hasn't exactly been strong this season. According to Pro Football Focus, Kearse has posted a lowly 48.2 defensive grade and 46.0 grade in coverage this season. Among safeties with at least 100 defensive snaps, Kearse is the 11th lowest graded safety in defensive grade and the 8th lowest graded safety in coverage. In fact, Kearse's playing time has seen a decline as the Cowboys have opted to allow other defensive backs to garner more playing time. Kearse has appeared in 78% of the defensive snaps this season compared to 88% of the snaps during the 2022 season and 94% of the snaps during the 2021 season. It wasn't too long ago that Ballantini actually wrote that the Cowboys should have traded Kearse at the deadline back in October. Earlier in the season, Kearse was on the field for every defensive snap. Since the bye week, he's seen a reduction in those snaps, Ballantini wrote on November 8. Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker are playing more than Kearse, with Wanya Thomas waiting in the wings. Kearse is a good player, but the Cowboys had an opportunity to trade from a position of strength to either address a need or get more draft picks. With Kearse set to leave in free agency, it might have been wise to see what they could get for him. Considering both Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson are under contract through the 2026 season, expect the Cowboys to allow Kearse to walk in free agency while possibly adding a young safety through the 2024 NFL Draft. Jerry Jones on Dak Prescott: he's the MVP. It's safe to say the Cowboys are riding high after their 33-13 win over the Philadelphia Eagles. Quarterback Dak Prescott continued to solidify his case as the potential MVP after completing 24 of 39 passes for 271 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Cowboys now lead the NFC East with a 10-3 record by virtue of tiebreaker over the Eagles. Team owner Jerry Jones didn't hold back in his assessment of Prescott's play following the game, calling Prescott the most valuable player in the league. "I would say he's become the most valuable player right before our eyes in the last several months," Jones said. Prescott currently leads the league with 28 touchdown passes, ranks second in passer rating and ranks third in passing yards. According to FanDuel's betting odds, Prescott is now the favorite to win the MVP award at plus 150 odds. If the Cowboys end up winning the NFC East and Prescott continues his hot level of play, it's hard to argue against the idea of Prescott winning the MVP award.